It was now or not at all. I am the courageous woman. With no plan, without even thinking, she walked around the back of the cab over, not running but taking big, calm strides. The wind gusted around her, flapping her cargo pants. She opened the passenger door and saw the ring with the red stone on his hand. He was grabbing a paper bag with the shape of a square box inside it. Beer, probably a 12-pack. He turned toward her and something terrible happened. She divided in two. The courageous woman saw the animal that had raped her, choked her, and put her in a pipe with two other rotting bodies. Tess saw the slightly broader face and lines around the mouth and eyes that hadn't been there on Friday afternoon. But even as she was registering these things, the lemon squeezer barked twice in her hand. The first bullet punctured Stroke's throat, just below the chin. The second opened a black hole above his bushy right eyebrow and shattered the driver's side window. He fell backward against the door, the hand that had been grasping the top of the paper bag dropping away. He gave a monstrous whole-body twitch, and the hand with the ring on it thudded against the middle of the steering wheel, honking the horn. Inside the house, the dog began to bark again. No, it's him. She stood at the open door with the gun in her hand, staring in. It's got to be him. She rushed around the front of the pickup, lost her balance, went to one knee, got up, and yanked open the driver's side door. Stroke fell out and hit his dead head on the smooth asphalt of his driveway. His hat fell off. His right eye, pulled out of true by the bullet that had entered his head just above it, stared up at the moon. The left one stared at Tess. And it wasn't the face that finally convinced her, the face with lines on it she was seeing for the very first time, the face pitted with old acne scars that hadn't been there on Friday afternoon. Was he big or real big? Betsy Neal had asked. Real big, Tess had replied, and he had been. But not as big as this man. Her rapist had been 6'6", she had thought when he got out of the truck, this truck, she was in no doubt about that. Deep in the belly, thick in the thighs, and as wide as a doorway. But this man had to be at least 6'9". She had come hunting a giant and killed a leviathan. Oh my God, Tess said, and the wind whipped her words away. Oh my dear God, what have I done? You killed me, Tess, the man on the ground said. And that certainly made sense, given the hole in his head and the one in his throat. You went and killed Big Driver, just like you meant to. The strength left her muscles. She went to her knees beside him. Overhead, the moon beamed down from the roaring sky. The ring, she whispered. The hat. The truck. He wears the ring and the hat when he goes hunting, Big Driver said. And he drives the pickup. When he goes hunting, I'm on the road in a red hawk cab over, and if anyone sees him, especially if he's sitting down, they think they're seeing me. Why would he do that? Tess asked the dead man. You're his brother. Because he's crazy, Big Driver said patiently. And because it worked before, Doreen Marquis said. When they were younger and Lester got in trouble with the police. The question is whether Roscoe Strook committed suicide because of that first trouble, or because Ramona made Big Brother Al take the blame for it. Or maybe Roscoe was going to tell and Ramona killed him. Made it look like suicide. Which way was it, Al? But on this subject Al was quiet. Dead quiet, in fact. I'll tell you how I think it was, Doreen said in the moonlight. I think Ramona knew that if your little brother wound up in an interrogation room with an even half-smart policeman, he might confess to something a lot worse than touching a girl on the school bus or peeking into cars on the local lovers' lane or whatever 10-cent crime it was he'd been accused of. I think she talked you into taking the blame, and she talked her husband into dummying up. Or browbeat him into it, that's more like it. And either because the police never asked the girl to make a positive identification or because she wouldn't press charges, they got away with it. Al said nothing. Tess thought, I'm kneeling here talking in imaginary voices,